Record.
Hi guys, Tyler here. And today I think I'm going to make this video kind of like one of those meditation videos. Well, not really a meditation video. It's one of those videos where I'm probably not going to have an answer, but maybe a discussion will start. This falls under the This falls under the category of textbooks, especially supplemental text. Textbooks. You know what a textbook is? It's those big things that people think are like it's a big book and it's got stuff in it. But sometimes publishers like McGraw-Hill or whatever, blah 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 blah, the publisher will provide you supplemental stuff. They will provide you stuff that gives you alternative information. Probably in some of those classes where it'll help you understand the concepts a little better. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce this word in Spanish, so I go check the supplemental stuff. But here's the question. Here's a very important question. Is that accessible to everyone? And that is what I want to ponder about today. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where do you go to figure that out? And by figuring that out, we're gonna dink and dunk around the internet for a little bit. So this is gonna be a longer video, but I do think it's gonna be a warranted video. Maybe we'll find something that'll bring out conversation. What? Conversation? He's crazy. Or we will find nothing, which will also bring about a conversation. I'd love to see a conversation started about this. This is something I was thinking about when I was watching a YouTube video about technology in the classroom. I was going, wait, we have technology in the classroom and all that jazz. Why?
Google Chrome, Facebook, www.facebook.com. Rachel, I prefer Lyft, but they're both about the same in price, and I can use
Oh,
it.
son of a bitch. Forgot to remove that. Hold on.
Safari, Google Chrome, Finder. Zoom, Safari, Google Chrome.
I have Google Chrome open, and I forgot to close it.
Quick Google, Zoom.us, Zoom.
So you're going to edit that out? No, because it shows you that even I make mistakes. I don't really like editing my videos too much because that would involve, a ton of work that I don't want to. Anyway, we are going to start our research now. And hopefully we will find an answer because I have a meeting in an hour. I hope we find an answer by then. Let's go.
And we pause, open, multiple share screen.
I'm going to share my screen so you can see it.
Press share screen. Share screen. You have started screen. No share dialog.
Oh, good. I started screen.
Stop video.
No one cares. Okay, so let's go to the
Safari.
internet. And
Safari.
we're gonna go
Out of the new vertical tab, favorites, toolbar, favorites, in favorite, this app, icon, Google. Press Google. Google search combo box.
And now I gotta figure out what to type in. What to type in? Misspell. I'm gonna show you how bad my spelling is.
Textbook.
Textbook.
S tool F from A B P U L I S A E R S publishers.
Oh, you actually did a good job.
Textbook
Holy
tool.
crap! What a
Textbook tools from.
So, by the way, I should mention if you are listening to this is known as voiceover. So you're not hearing. It's not the usual voice that's in your head. Not saying that you're crazy, but we're going to let him do most of the talking because I don't feel like talking.
No items in. 4 headings in. Google. Search. Publishing tools. Authoring open textbooks. Link. Publisher partners. Vertical line. chegg.com. Link. Software tools for authoring and editing. Open access tech. Kindle textbook creator. Vertical line. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Link.
Damn.
How to publish a textbook with Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Pressbooks. Vertical line. Create books. Printed. Books of Discovery. Publisher of Manual Therapy Textbook. Using publisher's content. Blackboard help for faculty. Link. MBSbooks.com. MBS Textbook Exchange. LLC. Link. Self-publishing tools. 30 best resources for your next book. Link.
By the way, these are a list of all the headings that are on the Google page. I'm just trying to.
Searches related to textbook tools from the publishers. Searches related to textbook tools from the publishers. Searches related to publishing textbooks. Link. Kindle Textbook Creator Tutorial. Kindle Textbook Creator Review. Link. Navigation 11 items. 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 2.
Are you kidding me? So there's nothing there. Let's actually type in a question now. Okay.
Headings. 4. No items. Form controls. Google Apps. Google account. Google 5 item. Google textbook tools. Textbook tools from the publishers. Search. Textbook tools from the.
So let's
textbook tools from the
delete
publisher.
that.
ARERSUPLAENTL misspelled. Supplemental. TOOLS from TEXTBOOK textbook PUBLISAERS publishers ACCESSIB IL misspelled accessibility FBBLINNIBDISABLED disabled space Group form control. No items in web spots. No items in window spots. Links. Headings. Google. Searches. An overview of content accessibility issues experienced by. Link. RCW2AB 10.916 supplemental instructional materials for students. Link. Accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who. Link.
Ah! Holy crap! We may have found something.
Accessibility.
Let's click this.
Press. Accessibility of information in electronic. Accessibility of information in. Do you want to trust?
Ah!
Not now. Trust. Never for this website. Accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who are blind or visually impaired. You are accessibility of information in quick access menu. Location path. You are toolbox. Follow us. Search. Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Oh, look, they know what they're talking about.
Main menu. Main content. You are currently on the heading level 1. Accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who are blind or visually impaired. A report to the 75th Texas Legislature for accessibility.
All right, so let's see. We're just gonna have this thing read it and maybe answer the question.
Accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who are blind or visually impaired. A report to the 75th Texas Legislature from the Texas Education Agency. List 14 items. Bullet. Overview. Link. Bullet. History. Link. Accessibility of information. Link. List 4 items. Level 2. White bullet. What does accessibility mean? Link. White bullet. The need for accessible electronic textbooks. Link. White bullet. Which textbooks should be made accessible? Link. White bullet. What must be made accessible? Link.
Stop. Hold it. I think all of them should be made accessible. We have no reason to not make them accessible. So, yeah, deal with it.
Direct accessibility versus compatibility with assistive technologies. Link. List 2 items. Level 2. White bullet. Advantages of direct or built-in accessibility. Link. White bullet. Advantages of access via assistive technologies. Link. Strategies for making electronic textbooks accessible. Link. List 3 items. Level 2. White bullet. Variety of formats and media. Link. White bullet. General accessibility guidelines for students who are blind or visually impaired. Link. White bullet. Compatibility guidelines. Link. Accessibility of the major components of electronic textbooks. Link. List 12 items.
Okay, I have a question for you guys while this thing just keeps reading. It's whatever it's reading. The table of contents. Are digital textbooks becoming more of a thing? Let me know in the comment section below, because all my textbooks were digital, to be honest. When I was at the Washington State School for the Blind, I made not Washington, University of Washington too. I had all my textbooks digitized. They were all digitized, scanned, blah 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 blah. So all my textbooks were digitized and made accessible for me. So the question arises, is that the case everywhere? Or just in K-12? Let me know in the comments section.
List 12 items. Level 2. White bullet. Text. Link. White bullet. Text formatting and hierarchy. Link. White bullet. Graphics. Link. White bullet. Navigational systems. Link. White bullet. Hyperlinks. Link. White bullet. Expand and collapse features. Link. White bullet. Search features. Link. White bullet. Sound.
Let's move on.
Overview. You are this report on the accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who are blind or This report on the accessibility of information in electronic textbooks for students who are blind or visually impaired was written in response to a mandate from the 740H Texas Legislature to conduct a study for the purpose of determining ways in which information contained in electronic textbooks may be made available to students who are blind or visually impaired. The report is based on the findings of an agency task force organized for the specific purpose of generating ideas and recommendations that reflect the interests of several communities, including students who are blind or visually impaired, textbook publishers, media accessibility researchers.
Anyone else find it interesting that when I type the word disability into Google, this is the thing that comes up? No? Just me? Okay. All right.
The report discusses the recent changes in the state textbook adoption program in Texas and the move from reliance solely on traditional, print-based textbooks with comparable Braille, large type or audio tape textbook copies provided to students who are blind or visually impaired to a wide variety of instructional media. These recently available formats include, but are not limited to, computer software, compact discs, CD-ROM, videotape, interactive video discs, and instructional materials download.
How old is this thing? Who uses CD-ROMs anymore? Is that the floppy disk? And furthermore, videotape? God, you what with the Betamax? God, Jesus.
The report discusses the recent changes in the state textbook adoption program in Texas and the move from reliance solely on traditional, print-based textbooks with comparable Braille, large type or audio tape textbook copies provided to students who are blind or visually impaired to a wide variety of instructional media. These recently available formats include, but are not limited to, computer software, compact discs, CD-ROM, videotape, interactive video discs, and instructional materials downloaded from the internet or the various online services. These formats are not easily accessible to students who are blind or visually impaired in that they require additional adaptation beyond the Braille, large type, and audio tape versions currently.
Oh, God.
The most common components of electronic textbooks which should be made accessible to students and teachers who are blind or visually impaired are described in the report. The report also summarizes the types of information and delivery modes which must be made accessible and analyzes how these electronic textbooks can be made accessible to blind and visually impaired students as well as to students and teachers with other disabilities. Specific recommendations are included in the report. These encompass design and implementation of demonstration projects to analyze potential costs, processes, and timelines for developing accessible electronic textbooks in collaboration with experts in media accessibility research, textbook publishers, software and hardware developers, and educators to develop minimum standards for new electronic textbook submissions in Texas. History. In 1989, the 7-1 state Texas legislature amended the textbook adoption process to include electronic media. The expansion of the definition of textbook to include product configurations that encompass new technology led to the submission of a variety of multimedia instructional materials for state adoption. In subsequent years, instructional materials were submitted in configurations that ranged from teacher components only to more traditional student and teacher components in print or electronic format, or in electronic format with supplemental teacher and student material in print format. Electronic components in many state-adopted programs include computer diskettes, CD-ROM, audio and video cassettes, and laser discs. More recently, access to the internet.
What is a laser disc? Is that a laser disc? I don't know.
The Texas Education Agency has a long history of providing equal access to state-adopted instructional materials for students who are blind or visually impaired. Since 1955, the agency has worked with various organizations to acquire textbooks in Braille. With emerging technology, the process of acquiring Braille evolved from primarily manual production to electronic production using publisher-provided computer files specifically formatted for more rapid translation into Braille textbooks. In 1991, the 7-2 Texas legislature required publishers of textbooks adopted by the State Board of Education to furnish the agency with computerized textbook files for the production of Braille textbooks. The legislature also mandated formation of a commission to work with textbook publishers on developing processes for converting publisher textbook files into formats needed for speedy Braille production. In March 1993, this commission made a series of recommendations for revisions to the process of Braille textbook production. Subsequently, the agency expanded the list of content areas for which textbooks could be Braille electronically to include all literary subjects in English and other languages. Currently, music and mathematics are exempt from this list due to technical complications that arise in Brailing these subjects. Files supplied by the
I have to wait. What? So math is not Braille? Let me reread that. Hold on.
The text history. In 19, the Texas Education Agency has a long history of providing equal access to state-adopted instructional materials for students who are blind or visually impaired. Since 1955, the agency has worked with various organizations to acquire textbooks in Braille. With technology, the process of acquiring Braille evolved from primarily manual production to electronic production using publisher-provided computer files specifically formatted for more rapid translation into Braille textbooks. You are correct. In 1991, the 7-2 Texas legislature required publishers of textbooks adopted by the State Board of Education to furnish the agency with computerized textbook files for the production of Braille textbooks. The legislature also mandated formation of a commission to work with textbook publishers on developing processes for converting publisher textbook files into formats needed for speedy Braille production. In March 1993, this commission made a series of recommendations for revisions to the process of Braille textbook production. Subsequently, the agency expanded the list of content areas for which textbooks could be Braille electronically to include all literary subjects in English and other languages. Currently, music and mathematics are exempt from this list due to technical complications that arise in Brailing these subjects. Files supplied by the publishers were standardized, and the minimum standards for these file formats are reviewed regularly to ensure that they are consistent with changes in technology and improvements in the Brailing process. You are currently
okay.
In 1991, the 7-2 Texas legislature required publishers of textbooks. Also in 1991, a video disc-based program called Windows on Science became the first state-adopted electronic textbook in the nation. It was followed in 1992 by 3 electronic programs from as many educational publishers in the area of computer literacy, a required full-year course at grade 7 or 8 in Texas. Each of these 3 programs included computer diskettes for Apple, Macintosh, or MS-DOS computers, integrated commercial software, laser discs or videotape, and printed ancillaries. Subsequent electronic programs have been adopted in chemistry, science IN2, world geography, accounting, economics, and other subject areas, while expanding the range of learning opportunities for students capable of using their
Okay, this is boring. Let's keep going.
Accessibility of information. What does accessibility mean? You are currently on it.
It means that all people can access it. I think. Let's find out.
Accessibility refers to the freedom or ability of an individual to obtain or make full use of a product or environment. A product is accessible to an individual only if he or she is able to use it to carry out all of the same functions and to achieve the same results as individuals with similar skills and training who do not have disabilities. You are currently on the...
So, yeah, I was right.
The need for accessible electronic textbooks. You are currently on the heading level 3.
Why are they needed? Can someone tell me in the comments why they're needed?
Which textbooks should be made accessible?
Ooh, another great question. How about all of them?
Not all electronic instructional media can or should be made accessible to students with visual impairments. However, the decision as to whether to make the materials accessible cannot be based on technological ease or cost. It should be based on a consideration of the intended learning that is to be achieved from the particular program and the determination that the medium will support the same instructional goals for students who are blind. You are currently on...
Oh, so not all of them. Okay.
Textbooks that use graphic depictions and manipulation of the graphics to teach concepts may not be appropriate instructional methodology for someone without vision. For example, the electronic textbook might teach the concept of the piston engine by presenting a visual simulation of a Model 4-stroke engine where the user can manipulate the components by using the touchscreen or a mouse to grab the flywheel and turn it left and right in order to see how the pistons operate. One might think it would be sufficient to associate the tone with the position of the piston, as the individual used the arrow keys to rotate the flywheel. A rising tone would indicate the rising position of the piston. The individual could hear the piston going up until the sound of an explosion was heard at the same time that the simulation of the spark is given.
It blew up? No. Can someone also in the comments explain to me what a piston is? Like the basketball team? I think it has something to do with an engine. I don't know, but can someone explain to me? Just try and describe one without sending me a picture.
Textbooks that use graphic depictions and manipulation of the graphics. However, with this type of adaptation, the student who is blind would not achieve the same benefit as the other students. For him or her,
Really?
the intended learning might be that a flywheel is a left/right button. The noises would have no meaning unless they were the same as those coming from a real piston engine that the student has directly touched and manipulated. The student with a visual impairment, as well as the student with normal vision, cannot learn the concepts associated with a piston engine with noises and verbal descriptions, nor would participation in this activity reinforce learning that was achieved through other teaching strategies.
Makes sense.
You are currently on the text element. What must be made accessible? It is useful to look at the different elements of electronic textbooks and to contrast them with the elements of tradition. Direct accessibility versus compatibility with assistive technology. Advantages of direct or built-in accessibility. List 4 items. Bullet cost. Direct accessibility has advantages in cost, availability, and inclusiveness. When products are directly accessible to a student, schools do not need to deal with the added expense of acquiring special assistive devices to access and use the electronic textbook. Given the rapid changes in technologies, this also means that schools would not need to continuously buy new assistive devices as electronic textbooks evolved. 1 of 4. You are currently on the text element. Bullet hardware independence. When accessibility is built in, students do not need to worry about...
Okay. So they're making a case, but I think the original goal of this, I will link this down below. So we're going to open a new tab here. The original goal is to think about, well, the original goal of this was, are there ways to make things accessible? I think the answer is yes. There are, but the question is, are the companies doing it? And I can't, and I'm going to have to do more research on that. So I'm going to do more research on that. So I think this video has gone on long enough. If you find this fascinating, if you want to read more, I will link to this thing down below in the description so you can read it to your heart's content.
Zoom.us. Zoom.us.
If you like this video or you found it interesting or weird, whatever, if you like this video, hit a like, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. It's simple. Please leave a comment to the questions that I asked or your own thoughts on the matter. And if you want to see more videos like this and other random things I might do, hit the subscribe button, but you also must hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you know, so you get videos when I deliver them. Thanks for watching.
Manage, new share, pause, annotate, more.
Yeah.
Press more, menu, button, menu item, stop record button, menu item, stop recording. You are